Isn't this thing sick? I got bored one morning and decided to make an old box TV for the cabin. Anyways, hi nerds, welcome back. We got some fun things to do today, but before we get into anything, I want to show you what I did off camera, like in between episodes. All right, of course, we got our box TV. This I use with armor stands. So the head itself is a mini block head with an armor stand to make it bigger, because I wanted it to be like those big box TVs with the antennas, like an older looking TV. So this is what I did. I used lightning rod for the antennas, and I'm using like a bunch of armor stands to do it. So I think the kind of theming I want to stick with is like medieval mixed with like old technology. I don't want to go like full only like medieval. I want like that mix. So we're gonna keep playing with it. I've been enjoying it. And then we got a little jukebox area. I made a little brewing station, little automatic brewing station, or semi-automatic, because I wanted to start using potion more, because I kind of realized that I almost never use potions. I brewed up a lot of fire resistance because I want to finish my gear today, because in between episodes I went through and I named my sword. I think I finished my hoe. I don't think that was done last episode. And I completely almost finished my armor. I'm still missing soul speed and swift sneak, but I decided to do something different with my armor. I'm testing it because I've never actually done it like this before, but there was an update, I don't remember when, where it made it better to have different kinds of armor. So what we used to do, and what I used to do, is literally just all prop protection. Just prop 4 was the go-to, and it was the best. It was foolproof, but they updated it where it makes the other ones like blast protection, projectile protection, and fire protection more useful. So now it's not just normal protection. I also went through and organized everything. Obviously you can see that these are invisible item frames and mini blocks, which are not hard to get. I have a data pack installed that lets me get mini blocks from the stonecutter, but also I literally just have little head menu. So if I need anything to label something, like, I can do that. My goal for today is to get Netherite and work on a little build I had of it. It's gonna be a build-in episode again. Also, something I did was I just got rid of the sugarcane farm for now, and we're gonna build it different, because what I want to do today as the building project is I want to make a medieval themed greenhouse to kind of shove those things in. I think they're ugly, so I want to have a shell on top, which is going to be the actual greenhouse where I walk in, and it's probably going to have storage. Part of me wants it to be sorted, like automatically sorted, but I think I'm going to do all the technical stuff underground, and then the top part is just going to be like decoration, if you will. So probably here-ish is where I'm going to put it, like not too far from this. It makes sense to have it pretty close by. The under part of it is going to be like I want to make an automatic crop farm, these kind of crop farms with the hose that spin for each crop, but then also I want to put another one of those down there so I can have a really quick way to get a bunch if I need it, or I can continue letting it run in the background. So I want both options for my own sanity. One last thing over here before we go look at the bridge, because I know that was like time lapse, right? I made this, right? Super cool. It's an interesting design. What you do is you put items in here that can be smelted. It spreads it across evenly by 8, so it is like 8 times faster than the 2x2s we were doing over there. And then they go into here, and then this little device picks up coal that I put in here and spins around in a circle to evenly distribute the coal, like so. Yeah, so fun story about this little silly thing over here. I don't have a pathway made to it yet. I'm probably gonna do that in between episodes and show you after, but it makes me giggle. I realized that I just kind of made an entire bridge with no pathway, but it does solve my problem just solve my problem. Over here, probably not in this episode. Maybe we'll start it a little bit, but mainly probably in the next episode. It's gonna depend on how long this one is. To be very honest with you, it'll very much depend. I want to turn this into a little medieval logging area. So like, I wanna flatten it out just a little bit more, maybe. Hi there. I want to flatten it out just. Do you mind? Okay. I'm gonna flatten it out just a little bit more, make it look like a medieval sawmill and like a little lumber yard, because this is where I'm farm trees. So I want to continue. Yeah, I know. What I want to do that I want to carry over from super flat is just really decorate everything, even if like really decorate everything, even if it makes no sense. Like, I don't need to turn this into a medieval logging area. This is just where I get logs. I didn't need to build a bridge over here, but I want it to like make sense. You know, if my character is coming over here all the time to get trees for builds, it would make sense that it became into a sort of like sawmill, and like he would build a bridge. Maybe not as fancy of a bridge. I think I overdid it on the bridge a little bit. I probably could have made it like a rickety rope bridge, and it would have made more sense. But I was in the mood to just build a good stone brick bridge. So let's actually talk about this bridge for a second. It went through multiple different stages, but I love how it turned out. Genuinely, I love these arches. I haven't done arched bridges like this in a long time. I love how it looks in going into the water. I love that I forgot the scaffolding down there. That's my favorite attribute. I love the arches. I love the texturing. I didn't go too heavy. I originally was actually going to put like stairs and stuff into it, and then I realized that I didn't like it. I wanted it to look like new and old, not like destroyed and crumbling. I wanted it to look fresh enough where, like, yeah, sure, there might be some moss and some cracks because of age and just how it may be formed over time, but I didn't want it to look so old that there was like literal holes and chips into it. I wanted it to be like my character came through here every once in a while and made sure that if a brick fell out of place that he would fix it, because he's walking over it often. So that's just my thought process. My brain's fun. All right, let's go netherite mining. All right, so I wanted to try a new netherite mining method I saw going around, where people just threw themselves into the nearest lava pit. So yeah, fuck it. I don't know how much I'm gonna get. I also don't know how much of this I'm gonna show. Whee! I have to really pay attention to my fire resistance, because it's gonna be like my make or break. So far, I don't see anything. Wait. I feel like I'm spelunking. Like I feel like I'm deep sea dive. I've been doing a lot of stuff in water this episode, or I guess a liquid based thing. I will admit, there's something a little interesting about it. I have fire protection on my, yeah, so my burn time's a little less. Yeah, no, it's a little interesting. I wish it was a little better than it is, but whatever. I mean, I found netherite faster, or ancient debris faster than I've ever just normally mining. Like literally like almost a minute or so in the lava, so it is faster. And I had my HUD. Oh, that just makes it worse. Okay, damn. Actually, yeah, now we're cooking. Hold on. Oh, look at this. I love these like large lava ravine things. I just realized I've never like been in lava. And I know that sounds weird, but like, you see the ocean, right? You see what's under it from the top of it, but I've almost like never seen what's under the lava. I will say the worst thing is that you just move so unbelievably slow down. I made so many 8x8 potions, so you could go for like an hour doing this, honestly. Oh, this too. How much do I got? I actually haven't been checking. Ooh, 10 pieces? I've only been filming for 8 minutes. To be honest with you, this has actually been one of like the faster ways of getting netherite or ancient debris. I don't know, it's interesting. It's not hard to get fire resistant potions either, especially early game. Oh my god, I did not just think about that till right now. There's no air bubbles, which makes sense. Why would there be air bubbles? You're not gonna drown in lava. You're gonna light on fire and die. All right, I just did that for like 10 minutes ish, and I got about 13 ancient debris. So I'm gonna check back after an hour and I'll show you what I got. I'm fucking tired. So I got a little bored and I decided to run an experiment. What I found is this is the method I used to use, where I mine out a full chunk, best level all the way down to bedrock. Y15 to Y5 5, right? Not hard. It's pretty easy to do. I use a vein miner to help. It's simple, standard shit. Compared to the lava, 25 from the lava and only 7 from this. And I did this for longer. In general, the lava trick's better. I prefer the mining trip because it's just what I like. If you want to get ancient debris fast, drinking a lava potion, a potion of fire resistance, and throwing yourself into the nearest lava lake is actually better. Because I only did that for 30 minutes and I mined for an hour. Yep, good to be home. I really got to get rid of the physics mod, man. The pros don't outweigh the cons anymore. Alright, so with that solved, or not solved, but at least done. Alright, I'm gonna go up here and throw this. That's gonna get done pretty quick, and I'm gonna take the time to mine out all of this quartz. Levels sorted. Oh, that's the only problem with this method, is that it destroys your pickaxe durability. It's bad, man. It's just awful. Sweet. Wow, that smelted fast. I am obsessed with super smelters, and you'll see that much later. How many are we gonna get? 8. How many of these can we make? With a stack of diamonds, we made 9. All right, what do I need to do for my pickaxe? And then I think armor. We're gonna just kind of... Yippee! I can do pickaxe, axe, and sword. Dude, this is nice. I know it doesn't show because I have invisible armor, but it's good to have armor. Good to have good armor. We have our gear situation almost fully figured out. Now, I want to focus on our greenhouse. So I'm gonna go fuck around in a testing. After that, I'll build it, and we'll go from there. I mean, we already got one of our problems solved today. So, all right, I will see you in the next clip. All right, so I have been very busy off camera. I have the greenhouse built in a testing world. I've been getting the material list. I'm almost done. I just have the boring wood bits. I'm not gonna show, but I have some quick crafts that I can easily show. All right, I need to go to the wood area. I was thinking about it. I might want to do a thing where I can get to all of my builds by land, boat, and maybe minecart. I think it would be cool to have like a train station type situation going on. Specifically because in the most recent snapshot, you can now connect leads together, and that really intrigues me. It makes me think you can make cool minecart systems. I kind of want to try it, to be honest. I think it'd be fun. I want to give our little area, our little starting area, a lot of love, and just kind of take the game a little slower than normal. I'm so used to speed running this game, so it's been kind of nice. Just building, not grinding. Like, sure, I grind for my armor, but like I'm not trying to kill the dragon right now. I'm not trying to go to the end. I'm just taking my time. I'm vibing, honestly. Like, I think pale wood is unironically my new favorite wood type in the game. I think that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. Bonk. That is the best part about the vein miner. Logs done. I got a little bit extra. I only needed 2 stacks, but we now use these for crafting. Then I only need to do 22 of these. There we go, 24. I always get a little bit extra than what I need to get. It's bad habits. All right, yeah, and then that's pretty much it. What do I have left? Go, and then I think it's there. Sweet, so everything else can just go to trapdoors. Holy shit, literally just enough. All right, so we have enough for everything. We're gonna build it right here. I don't really know how to explain it. You'll see it. I'm still trying to stick to the same like wooden style, but a little different with the greenhouse. I don't know why the fuck I'm explaining to you it. I'm just gonna build. Time lapse. Go. Here it is. Here is our little greenhouse. I wanted to stick with like the cabin, medieval, old vibe we got going on, and it's not fully done. I mean, I didn't even put in crops yet, which is what I'm about to do. So I want wheat, of course, beetroot, carrot, potato. I want to have a cute little reminder that this isn't going to be like an actual farm. Like, I'm not just using this place to come in here and harvest. Like, I will. I don't think I want it to be like useless. I want this to be more decoration, and then underground is going to be like all the important shit. There we go. So we have sweet berries. I can harvest them. I have glowberries growing. I was gonna try to put the sniffer stuff in here, but I don't have a sniffer and I don't care to get one. So I also think it'd be cool if we had this to be our crop storage. Maybe set up some barrels underground, or even up here, maybe in the back right here, this back row. Look at this. We're gonna I don't know, man. There's just something about it. I love these kind of builds. They're not like useful builds, and of course it's gonna have a purpose like underground, but sometimes I just want to build a little greenhouse, a little medieval greenhouse. I want to build a little lake here. I think I'll do that a little later. I want to make it for either our axolotls. I think a nice little pond, like either right outside or connecting to it might be nice. Oh, that looks bad. Armor stand, carrot on head, block. Oh my god. I'm going to do that way too much. That's also not hard at all to set up. Gravity arms, carrot. Oh, I want to do potatoes on this side actually. Potato. Invisible. Move to head. And then we just line ourselves up. See, we go till we're just a little bit in it, and then we go up till we're about in the middle. I think that's right. And then a little bit lower, maybe. The carrot's gonna be a little bigger, but I want it to sort of line up, and I think I did it. Dude, that's so cute, and I'm gonna do that way too much as we build more. All right, so what I want to do next is, now that I got my little greenhouse cover done, I am going to work on down here, because what I want to do is dig out this area underground and work out some boring farm stuff. It shouldn't be too hard. What it's probably going to be is 4 of these, 1 for each crop, that has a dropper system under it. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see. You know, it makes sense that it's raining. You see, I just finished filming, like, the second half of this video, pretty much. At least I thought I was. Yeah, for some reason, OBS didn't record my screen, and my audio was very crunchy. In fact, my microphone just kind of turned off at some point. It's been a rough day. Let me show you what I did. So I did a few things. Number 1, I made a little path. And number 2, I added a new mod. It may not be noticeable just yet, but if I walk over here, I added the mod Distance Horizons. So now I can see much further without my computer blowing up. It uses the same kind of rendering that games like Skyrim, Oblivion, and a bunch of other games use. I don't know the technical term for it because I'm not that smart, but pretty much it just means that the farther out the object is, the lower resolution it is, so your computer can run it easier. And there's a shaders update. So now I can do this. I'm using complementary unbound. It's not all shaders work with it, so. But yeah. So if the world looks much bigger, I want it to, because as we build more and more, I've been using solar for so long. Oh my god, I forgot how beautiful complementary was. Anyways, as the world progresses, we can see more and more of our builds from other places. I think it's gonna be so cool, especially if we do stuff like big railroad systems and shit like that. I think it's gonna be wicked. All right, so let me show you what I did. I'm gonna keep the shaders on even though it's a little laggy. So I did a few things on camera just without it working. So I fucked up a lot down here. Number one, it's not aligned with the build. I'll show you the easy part first. This is our bone meal from earlier. So by that I mean underground. It still works. I made it where items can go into a pipe system, which is gonna go all the way up here. I showed all of this on camera, the process and like how it's done. I'm crying a little bit internally. And yeah, that's just a simple flush piston door. It's not hard to make. It is literally one tick-hoo over. Make sure the ones that are you have repeating are the ones right over where this thing isn't on. These two pistons need to have the comparator above it. It's so it doesn't activate it beforehand. This is our actual farms. I made a bunch of copies of my hoe, so they all have Fortune 3 efficiency, unbreaking, and mending, so I can literally repair them later if I need to. And yeah, it just kind of automatically harvests what the villagers would do if you had a similar system. They're all connected to that pipe system underground that go into these sorters. So these two are for seeds. I went through and made a bunch of item frames in between it. I didn't know you could do that. We're gonna have a seed for beetroot seeds. And then I added a mod that allows me to right click to invisible item frames because I was using the vanilla tweaks texture like data pack thing, but it was too annoying for higher up. So now I can just literally right click them as long as there is an item to simply do that. So these are your normal crops like beetroot, potato, yada, yada, yada. There we go. Now you can really see it with shaders. I only have 128 chunks on. I originally had 260, but even it was too laggy for my computer. But these item filters literally have 6 in them, and then a carrot. That's just what the item is filtering. And then these little systems, how it works is about these comparators having a little signal strength that only comes out when this is at a certain number. Don't remember the exact number. All I remember is if you fill the 3 slots, all but 1 slot with a filter item, so like something you know is not going to go through the system. Okay, so I explained that horrendously and very poorly my first time. So let me explain it to you better and use my friend's server as an example. So this is a farm, and I have these item filters here that are using the exact same system on the single player world. So how they work is I have filtered items that I know aren't going through the system. So the scoots, for example, I know turtle scoots are never going to go flying through the system. And then I have the item I want it to pick up and be filtered in the slot. It has to be at least 41 for it to stop. But when an item goes into it, say like gold or whatever the hell it needs, it will pick up the item and let it go through, because this comparator will be given a large enough signal, like you just saw, to power this block. That block will then power this repeater and turn off this redstone torch, which is locking the hopper. That's all I was trying to explain, and I did it horrendously bad. Back to the normal let's play now. All right, what I'm gonna do now is just some boring ass cleanup work. Honestly, I'm gonna get rid of the farms upstairs and pretty much just move, like they're already moved. So I'm gonna do some cleanup, and I'm gonna build a path. I'm going to try to extend this path to naturally go in 2 directions. I want one of them to go to the bridge that's all the way over here, which, cool thing, you can actually see the mountain behind my bridge I made, my little tree area, but now you can see my tree area. So that's where I haven't cut. But the other thing I want the path to go down to is down here where my mine is, because I feel like I should actually do a little bit more here. I liked the step idea originally, like having steps down, but I actually kind of want to make this like a legitimate mine shaft with a mine cart. I don't know. I'm gonna play around with that. All right, I'm gonna do some boring ass cleanup. All right, so let's show off what I did. I extended the path. So right here, this little curve really fucked with my head for some reason. But then there was this pathway, which was a little bit easier. And the path goes all the way down here perfectly to right over here. And then that crosses to the bridge. I didn't continue the path through the bridge because I feel like it's probably going to be something different. different, maybe more of a mud path. Not like that kind of mud path, like your path blocks and stuff, because what this area is probably going to be is like my sawmill area. Yeah, okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to quickly build a watchtower. I really want like a look around tower. Maybe one, because I think it'd be cool to look around with distance horizons, but also because I think it'd be cool to stand up there and like see the progress. I know I have free cam, but it's a little bit more immersive, you know? Like my character would go up there to check to make sure everything looks good and that the land is safe, all that kind of shit, right? I think it would make sense to put it over here somewhere. All right, I'm gonna go build a watchtower. In fact, I'm gonna bring you along. I want to do spruce for the watchtower. I'm not going to show the whole process. This is my favorite spot in my whole world with distance horizon. That is gorgeous. I don't know how to explain it. I think this will be more than enough for what we need. I'm not going to make the watchtower like super tall, just tall enough to like look over everything. This is why I want a watchtower. Holy shit. This is gorgeous. There we go. I bumped it up to 200. This is the default, what they have it at. I had it about halfway, and oh my god, it's worth it. It's too laggy though. That's my issue. Is when I move around, I can definitely feel my frames dropping. I know it. I think 128 is more than enough. I think that's if I'm not mistaken, that's about double Bedrock's highest. I think it's 64. Oh, we only go to 32 on Java. I think that's the highest you can get. If I'm gonna build more out this way, I should probably build it there so I can see over there easier. All right, so if I built a tower, probably actually maybe this big. No, this feels too big. Probably a little lower, but maybe that means if I build out more this way, which makes sense because my paths can go there, and also over there, I can still see the lumber mill a bit easier. And I'll be able to see my mine shaft area. Maybe not as good as if I was over on the mountainside, but I will still be able to see some of it. Yeah, I like it. I don't know if I want to commit to this high, though. I'm going to count it out legitimately. So 1, 2, 31. I think 35 blocks is good. That's almost what we had this at. It's a nice height. It'll still let us see everything. All right, so I'm gonna quickly build up these 4 pillars. My OBS and Minecraft just completely crashed. So that was beautiful. I went to start recording the next clip and I just died. Anyways, what I was trying to record and say is that I got the pillars done and I have the wood there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put slabs in a sort of zigzag pattern all the way till I get up there to be a sort of support for it. So, and that's just because like in the real world, structures like this need supports, and I'm trying to I'm not trying to be like realistic in my building, but I'd like some real world aspects. But I think you can kind of see like what the zigzagging is for. It's not that hard to do. It's a little tricky with slabs because slabs can't be placed like above each other, and slabs will break if you make it like a block, because it turns into a block depending on if it can or not, which is kind of annoying, and I really don't like. I know why they did it, but dude, let's be honest, if you're building with slabs, you're trying to get precise detailing. I don't know, it's one of those things for me that like I feel like if you're building with slabs, you're trying to do precise detailing. It's like how armor stands have become the sort of like chisels and bits, where the reason you're using it is for detailing, not for armor really anymore. Like, okay, people still do, but I don't. I love using armor stands for detailing. All right, so I'm just gonna put these all 4 up, and I'll see when we actually work up there. Because this part's boring, you don't care. All right, so I changed the top a bit. It's almost the same, but what I'm gonna do now is we're going to make little dividers, and then we're gonna put these down. I was thinking about using jungle all the way, but I realized the color would be weird. So here, I'll show you what I mean. If I do it here, so the colors blend weird there. It's too harsh of a transition, even for me. I don't mind harsh transitions, obviously. Obviously, but I don't know. I just wanted to say real quick, look at this place. I'm gonna make them 4 blocks out. Honestly, the best part about this build is just the view. I wish Minecraft had their own version of this, because I think it's doable. I mean, obviously it's doable, but like I think Mojang could do it too. Oh yeah, I did get them done. They look cool. I like the ziggy zags. But yeah, no, I think Mojang could do something like this because it's not like full rendering. I don't know how to explain it. It's a kind of rendering that just like background rendering, if you will. It's like fuzzy rendering. I love Oblivion. Oblivion is my favorite Elder Scrolls game in general. I love Skyrim. Skyrim will always have a special place in my heart because it was the first one I played. But I don't know, man. There's just something about Oblivion. It's the charm, and for all the stuff I saw, it still got that charm. That old Bethesda charm. Alright, so I got this part done. We're going to put a railing up. How do I want to do this? You know my complaints about the jungle being too harsh for flooring? I don't think it's gonna be too harsh for this. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, see, that's more subtle. I'm gonna put slabs on all of these to have like a little bit of protection. I think a nice round roof is what I'm going for. Do I want this to be spruce though? No. I will admit, this is the worst part about building roofs. I used to play with a mod that did it, but I don't anymore because it caused a lot of problems. But I wish Minecraft Java had bedrock building in the sense that you can place a block in front of you without having to turn all the way around. I know it's for mobile phones, but internally, that just helps with building. That would take it would take a lot of time away from building. Or at least the sketchier kind of building. Also, the bridging on it's insane. I used to be a bedrock player. I think I think about that sometimes. But I used to play Minecraft Bedrock until I finally got a computer. So yeah, that's the little roof done. Alrighty, and then that gives us this cool little pattern, which is what the stairs were for, to give us a little nub, a little arch. Alright, I'm back. I went to the Nether because I wanted some soul lanterns. But what I want to do is this. So the reason I wanted soul lanterns is because in the one of the updates for complimentary, which is the shaders I'm using, they added color lights. I don't know if it's getting overpowered or not. Is it not showing up blue? I can't check my settings. My game will explode. You used to be able to have color lights. It's not my favorite. I wanted the blue light because I like the little tint. There we go. A cutesy little bench that I can actually sit on. Yeah, dude. This was worth it. This was worth the tower build. If anything else, this right here is worth it. I almost played on the super flat world with Distance Horizons because I thought it'd be cool, but it was boring, honestly, because it was just flat. All right, before we get the rest of my netherite for this episode, I do want to quickly say, because so I realized during that segment again that once again I explained things horrendously. I was trying to tell you that in the description of this video I was gonna have a mod list. However, I'm going to hold off till the next episode because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be updating my game and I'm going to update my mod list. So it's going to be fresh and perfect. Don't worry, the mod list is coming. I just want to make sure it is up to date, number one, and actually usable. So my mods are weird. They're a little finicky, so I have to make sure they're all working together before I'm comfortable with like sharing. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't worry. Mod list is coming. All right, bye, dorks. All right, so what I'm gonna go do now, after this beautiful moment, is I'm gonna go get the rest of my netherite mine, and then I will end the episode. So yeah, I'm gonna go netherite mining, and you'll see the fruits of my labor. I literally just spent 3 hours of my life that I will never get back mining out chunks under the nether floor, just for it to not be profitable and have to go do the river method after. It's been a weird afternoon. I got enough, though, for 3 netherites, baby. All right. We have 5. It is time to get... That is going to be it for today's video, though. I was trying a new filming style, so I'm playing around with stuff still. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if the next time I play, I'll be playing in the new version. With all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for the support on the last video as well. I know I said it a little bit, but holy shit, I still haven't fully comprehended it. And, yeah. I will see you all next time, my nerds. Bye.